Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again, ready to plunge into, well, a whole stack of material, articles, notes, research, basically digging deep to pull out those crucial insights for you. Our mission today is to get under the skin of a concept that, many of you might have heard of, but maybe you haven't explored its full depth.
Right.
We are talking about Jidoka. It's this principle that promises not just, efficiency, but actually a really profound way of rethinking quality and how humans and machines interact.
Yeah, it's fundamental.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. If you work in process improvement, or even if you just follow it, Jidoka, that name probably rings a bell.
It should. It's foundational.
Exactly. It's a cornerstone, a pillar, really, of the Toyota production system, which is, well, renowned.
Absolutely. One of the two main pillars.
But what we're finding in the sources, and this is interesting, is that Jidoka isn't just some technical term for manufacturing lines.
No, not at all.
It feels more like a philosophy, a powerful one that, if you really get it, could be a shortcut to improving almost any system. It promises both amazing efficiency and really solid quality. And it does it through this unique, almost human approach to automation.
Precisely. And I think what's really vital for you, our listener, to grasp right from the start is, okay, yes, Jidoka started on the factory floor. Toyota, manufacturing.
The classic origin story.
Right. But the wisdom underneath it, that goes way beyond assembly lines. Our deep dive today.
Yeah.
It's not really about the mechanics of car building.
No.
It's more about a, let's say, timeless framework, a way to build resilience, effectiveness into any process you encounter.
Or any service.
Any process. So it's about creating systems that are just inherently more reliable and, crucially, systems that empower the people who work within them. Not replace them, empower them.
Okay, so let's peel back those layers then. When we talk about Jidoka, sometimes it's translated as what? Automation?
Automation, yes.
Yeah.
That's a common one. Or sometimes.
Or that more poetic one, automation with a human touch. Which sounds nice, but what does it actually mean? Like, beyond the label, what's the real shift here?
Well, at its absolute heart, Jidoka is about equipping systems, machines, processes with a certain intelligence, the ability to act.
Okay.
Our sources really hammer this home. It's one of the two pillars of TPS, like I said, the other being just in time. But that phrase, automation with a human touch, it's not just catchy. It really does capture the core idea.
So it's not just robots doing tasks over and over.
No, definitely not. It's about designing machines or even processes to be able to detect problems themselves. And this is the critical part, to stop automatically or signal for help the moment something abnormal happens. An anomaly.
Stop. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, stop. The central idea here is pretty revolutionary, actually, because it challenges that old assumption that you need humans constantly watching over machines, just standing there monitoring.
Right, the person watching the dial.
Exactly. Instead, the system itself is designed to be, well, self-monitoring to a degree. So when there's a deviation, maybe a sensor reading goes off or quality check fails, the machine doesn't just blindly continue churning out bad parts.
It doesn't just keep going.
It halts, or it flags the issue very clearly. And that allows a human operator to step in, but at the exact point, the problem was detected.
Ah, okay, so immediately.
Immediately. And this brings like two huge benefits. First, obviously, you stop making defects right then and there. You prevent them from moving down the line, which saves incredible amounts of waste, rework, cost.
Makes sense.
And second, it frees up your human operators. They're not just watching passively anymore. Their role shifts. They become actual problem solvers, improvers. Their skills are used much more effectively.
Okay, that immediately makes me think, though, because for a lot of places, the mantra is, don't stop the line. Stopping sounds like the opposite of efficiency.
It's counterintuitive for many.
So here's where it gets really interesting for me. How do these machines or systems actually know something's wrong? And how do they take that action, the stopping, without someone literally standing there watching? How does Jidoka square that circle stopping versus efficiency?
That's an excellent question, and yeah, it really gets to the core of why Jidoka is so clever. That perceived inefficiency, stopping the line in the short term, it's actually a critical investment.
An investment? How?
An investment in long-term quality.
Yeah.
And in learning. Think about it. A defect that isn't caught right away.
Yeah.
It could travel through 10 more steps. Each step adds cost, uses resources, maybe it ruins other perfectly good components it gets assembled with, and eventually you've got a faulty product, maybe even a recall. Huge costs, huge damage.
Right. Nightmare scenario.
Jidoka basically says, no, stop it now, at the source. The small delay now prevents a massive problem later.
Okay, I see the logic there, but how does it work mechanically? The knowing part.
Right, so one of the most visible ways Jidoka works in practice, and our sources talk a lot about this, is the andon system. Often, these are actual lights.
Like traffic lights?
Sort of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Often a stack of lights, green for, yellow for attention needed, red for stopped. They're usually placed above a workstation or machine.
Okay.
When a machine stops itself because of a problem, or maybe even if an operator manually pulls a cord because they spot something, the andon light changes. It signals immediately, visually across the area.
So everyone sees it.
Everyone sees it. But it's not just an alert like, hey, something's wrong. It's a call to action. It signals that the process has halted autonomously or manually, and now a team leader, or maybe maintenance, needs to get there right now.
Got it. Directs the help immediately.
Precisely. It means you don't need someone just standing there watching constantly, which is exhausting and honestly not a great use of human skill. It ensures problems get attention exactly where and when they happen. Stops things cascading.
Okay, so it's not just stopping, it's about focused attention and immediate problem solving. That makes sense. But you also mentioned Jidoka is tied deeply to quality. How does it build that quality in rather than just, having inspectors at the end catching mistakes?
Ah, yes. That brings us to what's often called Jidoka Quality. And this is really different from traditional quality control, the guys in white coats at the end of the line.
Right, the final check.
Jidoka Quality, as our sources really stress, means the production process itself is intentionally designed to automatically detect defects, or even better, prevent them from happening in the first place.
How? Like built-in checks?
Exactly. Think of it like error proofing. The Japanese term is pokeyoke. You build systems right into the process that make it hard or impossible to make a mistake, or at least impossible for that mistake to move forward unnoticed.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Maybe a part is designed so it physically only fits into the assembly one way. You simply can't put it in backwards. That's pokeyoke.
Simple but effective.
Or maybe as sensor checks if a required component is present before the machine attempts the next step. If it's missing, stop, alert, fix it. The whole goal is to make sure only good work, only high-quality products move to the next stage.
Okay.
And if a defect does somehow occur, maybe something unexpected, it's caught right there, addressed immediately. Ideally, you figure out why it happened right at the source.
So it's about learning too.
Absolutely critical. This shifts the whole mindset. You go from let's find the bad ones at the end to let's make it impossible to create bad ones. And if one slips through, let's learn instantly and make sure it never happens again. Every single stop becomes an opportunity to improve the process itself. That iterative learning is key.
That really is a profound shift. Going from reactive inspection to, proactive prevention and continuous improvement baked right in. Okay, so let's bring this back to the listener. What does this all mean for you? We've been talking manufacturing, machines, production lines, pretty specific stuff. But can these principles, these powerful ideas from Jidoka, actually apply outside of that? I mean, really, can they be useful in, say, our digital world or in service industries?
And this is what's truly fascinating, I think. The answer is a resounding yes. Our sources are quite clear on this scheme. Jidoka's principles are not just some niche industrial technique.
Not just for factories.
Not at all. The applicability is incredibly broad. It stretches across, pretty much any process or service industry you can think of. Software development, healthcare, finance, even personal productivity.
Really?
Yeah. Because that core concept in intelligent automation, where systems designed to detect and address anomalies automatically, is just fundamentally powerful.
Okay, let's make that concrete then. How would Jidoka look in, say, software development?
That's a perfect example. Think about modern software development practices. Continuous integration, continuous deployment, CI/CD pipelines.
Yeah, standard stuff now.
That is pure Jidoka in action. Every time a developer checks in new code, what happens? Automated tests run immediately.
Right, unit tests, integration tests.
Exactly. And if one of those tests fails, boom, that's your andon light. The build process stops, or the deployment is halted automatically. It flags a potential defect, a bug, the instant it's introduced.
Before it gets out to users.
Precisely. It prevents broken code from ever reaching production, ideally. It's literally building quality into the code base with every single commit. Instead of finding horrible bugs weeks or months down the line during manual testing, it's that stop and fix at the source mentality.
That is a fantastic parallel. Really captures that stop and fix idea perfectly. Okay, what about something totally different? customer service? How would it apply there?
Absolutely. Think about a customer service center. An andon light, there might not be a physical light, but maybe an automated alert in their software.
Like what?
Well, maybe it flags a customer call or chat session that's gone on way too long without a resolution. That could automatically trigger a notification for a supervisor to step in and assist.
Okay, yeah, intervention.
Or maybe the system tracks common complaint types. If suddenly calls about, say, a specific billing issue spike way above the normal level, that triggers an alert, an investigation into the root cause. Is there a system bug? A confusing policy?
So it stops a small issue becoming a huge wave of complaints.
Exactly. It prevents a potentially systemic problem from affecting thousands of customers. Just like the factory stops a defective part before it gets shipped, it shifts the focus from just closing tickets fast to understanding and fixing the underlying reasons for the ticket.
Improving the service itself.
Right. Or think about personal finance. Even simpler.
My bank account.
Yeah. Have you ever set up an alert, like text me if my balance drops below $50, or email me if a transaction over $500 occurs?
Sure, yeah, I have those.
That's you applying Jidoka principles to your own finances. It's a simple, intelligent system you set up to automatically flag a potential issue, low balance, unexpected large spend. It lets you intervene before you bounce a check or wonder where the money went.
Huh, never thought of it that way.
It's about building a more robust, sort of self-correcting workflow for managing your money, not just hoping everything's okay each month.
Wow, okay. Those examples really show the breadth. From code pipelines to bank alerts, the core idea holds. But are there common ways people get this wrong? Like pitfalls when trying to use Jidoka outside its original home?
That's a really important point to consider. Yes, definitely. One big pitfall is probably over-engineering it.
Trying to make it too perfect.
Yeah, exactly. The goal isn't necessarily to create this incredibly complex, totally automated system that catches every single tiny potential error. That can be paralyzing and expensive. It's usually better to start by targeting the most critical, highest impact potential failures. Where does the process break most often, or with the biggest consequences? Start there.
Focus on the big wins first.
Right. Another major hurdle is often cultural. It's that fear of stopping we talked about.
The keep the line moving at all costs mentality.
Precisely. Many organizations, consciously or not, prioritize sheer throughput over everything else. They see any stop, any pause, as purely lost productivity, a failure.
But Jidoka sees it differently.
Completely differently. Jidoka argues that the long-term gains in quality, in preventing waste, in learning, and ultimately in overall efficiency far outweigh the short-term pause. But that requires a real cultural shift. People need to start seeing a stop not as a failure, but as a valuable, proactive act. An opportunity to improve. That's not always easy.
No, I can imagine that takes real leadership commitment. So, okay, let's bring it together. We've unpacked Jidoka. We've seen how it drives efficiency through quality, how it slashes errors by catching them early, how it builds quality into the process, and how surprisingly adaptable it is, well beyond the factory. It's this powerful idea of automation with a human touch. And maybe the key is that it's not about replacing humans at all.
Not at all. It's about elevating the human role.
Right, elevating us to do what we do best. Critical thinking, problem solving, designing better processes, innovating.
Exactly. And if we connect this back to you, the listener, and your own journey of learning, understanding a principle like Jidoka does more than just add another concept to your mental toolkit.
Yeah.
It gives you a really robust framework, a lens almost, to critically look at the systems and workflows all around you at work, even at home, and to start seeing opportunities. Opportunities of building quality, to create automatic checks, to make things more resilient. It empowers you to be a better designer, a better problem solver in whatever you do.
Seeing beyond the surface, spotting where things could be smarter, more self-aware.
Precisely. Identifying those potential failure points and thinking, how could we make this system flag that itself?
Okay, absolutely. Which leads us perfectly to our final provocative thought for you to take away today. Think about some routine task or process in your own life. Could be at work, could be personal. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's how you manage your email. Maybe it's preparing for that weekly team meeting. Or how you handle a specific type of client request.
Something regular, maybe something that occasionally goes wrong.
Exactly. Now ask yourself, how could you apply the spirit of Jidoka there? How could you design that little process to automatically flag potential issues, or maybe even self-correct minor recurring problems. What simple, intelligent, andon light, maybe just a checklist, a rule in your inbox, a quick check step, could you build into your own workflow or your team's workflow?
What small change could catch errors early, focus attention where it's needed, and maybe spark some ongoing improvement?
Just something to mull over, think about it, keep that curiosity going. And we'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.